Hello YouTube, it's Mike here. I'm sorry I've been away for so long. I got caught up with the holidays and I got this new webcam on Christmas, and as you can see it doesn't have a crack in the screen, which I'm very excited about, and it has really good quality, I think. And it has a lot of really cool built-in effects, which I'll show you in some other videos. But what I'm here today to do is to talk about space news and what's been going on recently. Even though I've already talked about this company in my last two videos, I want to talk about what SpaceX has been accomplishing since their launch on December 8th. And in my next videos I'm going to exclusively talk about other companies, and I'm going to have another video in the future about SpaceX and what they've accomplished in the months since then, between this post and then. But I want to exclusively talk about SpaceX today and kind of have a little bit shorter video so I don't bore all of you to death. Anyway, the first thing that I want to talk about that SpaceX is going to be doing is, under the COTS program, they have a few demo missions that they need to accomplish before they're going to be able to start delivering cargo officially. The first one, which they accomplished on December 8th, was to be able to prove that the Dragon capsule would work in orbit and that it could be returned to Earth successfully, which everything that they wanted to do and more was accomplished. I've already talked about all that. The second mission is to fly within 5 to 6 miles of the International Space Station, do a flyby, possibly several, and not dock with the space station, but to at least prove that it won't hit it, or at least be far off, that it could hit the orbital flight plan that they want them to go on. The third mission is to actually dock with the International Space Station. Now, there won't be any official cargo on board. I'm sure there'll be some sort of novelty cargo, kind of like the space cheese wheel that they had on this last mission, but nothing official. That'll be after that whole thing is accomplished and they've proven that they can do all that. Well, what SpaceX wants to do is they want to combine the milestones for the second and third mission into one. They've proposed this to NASA, and NASA is looking it over and, not just, shrugging it off, and they're taking a serious look at it and thinking that they can seriously accomplish that. Now, SpaceX's next scheduled flight is sometime this summer. They're shooting for June, but with rocket launches, they don't always go according to schedule. So, sometime this summer is when they're planning on having their next mission. And if they can combine both of those into one mission, then they'd be able to just get started that much sooner on delivering the cargo missions that they've been contracted to do by NASA, and also some of the other commercial missions that are scheduled for the Falcon 9, such as the Iridium satellites and some others. That's all stuff that you can find on SpaceX's flight manifest on their website at spacex.com. Anyway, the next thing I want to talk about is the funding. Now, Congress has been kind of in limbo for a little while, especially since a lot of the hands have been changing in Congress and in the Senate. And right now, for the 2011 funding, NASA is supposed to be getting about $300 million to apply towards the COTS program to help both SpaceX and Orbital Sciences along on being able to deliver cargo that much faster, and possibly even have their crewed variants to send astronauts to the International Space Station instead of relying on Soyuz. But because everything is in limbo, right now they're stuck on like a federal freeze of the budget, that's stuck on 2010 spending levels, and until they can get the funding approved by the Appropriations Committee, they aren't allowed to spend that $300 million to give to SpaceX and Orbital Sciences. However, NASA's given both of those companies about $20 million each anyways, so that's pretty cool. Some other cool stuff is, back in December, NASA paid SpaceX $5 million for their successful December 8th flight. And since then, SpaceX has been really busy at work on completing more milestones. And since then, they've completed 4 more milestones. And probably since the last time that I was able to get the updates on them, they probably accomplished another one. And I'm going to go through real quickly what those accomplishments are. Now, bear in mind real quickly that each one of these milestones is worth another $5 million, and that's where this $20 million comes from that SpaceX got that NASA has paid out, that they shouldn't really have paid out yet, but did anyway. The first milestone they completed was to be able to come up with a plan to be able to test the Dragon capsule's vibration capability. The second milestone that they completed was to be able to have the equipment and infrastructure at their Hawthorne, California facility to be able to test all the vibration for that, to test that capability. Both of those things they accomplished. The third milestone that they accomplished was successfully fully deploying the solar panels that are going to be on the capsule, and also conducting some thermal vacuum tests on some of the components on the capsule. The fourth milestone that they accomplished was conducting a ground simulation of the LiDAR sensor. Now, the LiDAR sensor is used kind of like a GPS system to be able to guide them in to dock to the International Space Station or any other space station or any other sort of docking and rendezvous that would be done in space. And they had a successful test. However, NASA wants them to do a little bit more extensive testing with the LiDAR sensor. They already did the Dragon Eye, which is the camera and telemetry data to guide them in, but NASA wants them to do a little bit more testing with this LiDAR sensor, even though they did pay them $5 million for the testing that they did do with this fourth milestone. They do want them to do a little bit more, so that's one of the things that NASA has come forth with that they want them to accomplish. Another one of the milestones that NASA wants them to accomplish is to do thermal vacuum tests of the entire capsule instead of just the components that they've done testing on already and got their $5 million for doing. And the last thing that NASA wants SpaceX to do is to lease or acquire the infrastructure to be able to test the Dragon capsule's resistance to electromagnetic interference. And I think maybe almost all too conveniently, right around the same time, NASA announced that they're going to be leasing some of their buildings and infrastructure that they have at the Kennedy Space Center. Now, I don't know if they have the capability to test the electromagnetic interference resistance, but if they do, then that just kind of conveniently works out, and NASA's saying, we need you to do this, and here's the place that you can rent it out if you don't want to buy all the equipment yourself. So the last thing that I wanted to talk about with SpaceX is back on December 13th they submitted their proposal for the COTS-D program. Now, the COTS-D is for human transport, and they submitted their capsule for to have 7 astronauts to be able to transport to the International Space Station and beyond. And NASA is looking that over and considering it, along with all the other proposals for that, one of which also being orbital sciences, which I'm going to talk about in another video. And SpaceX has come up with some future speculation as to what things will need to be accomplished before they're even ready to be able to send astronauts on the Dragon capsule. One of the things that they need to do is to finish their licensing to get the human rating license for their rocket, the Falcon 9, and they've already built it to spec for that. It's just a matter of, I think, paperwork at this point. And they said that there's going to be 11 more flights of the Dragon before the capsule itself would even be ready to have astronauts on it. They got to make sure that the pressurization will work, that the life support system will work, that manual piloting will work, that just everything will work to be able to have astronauts. And as far as the Falcon 9 rocket goes, they said that they're going to have 17 more flights of the Falcon 9 rocket before it would be the official licensed crewed version to be able to launch the crewed version of the Dragon capsule into space. At the rate they're progressing, though, I think they might actually meet their goal that Elon Musk has said that they're going to have their human-rated version debut sometime around 2015. And they might even get there sooner than that if they keep going at the pace they've been going at. Hopefully this next launch happens sooner than summer. I'd be really happy if it occurred, sometime in April or even sooner than that. But that's just me being the enthusiast, and things will happen the way they're supposed to happen, and they're going to do things the way that they need to do it. And I wish them good luck on everything, and really look forward to what we're going to see from this company in the future. So that's all for now. I'm going to have another video posted up soon talking about another company and what's been going on in space recently, and look forward to that. And I would love to hear what any of you watching have to think about any of these things that I've been talking about, so please comment, and any video responses would be very welcome. And don't forget to subscribe if you like my videos, and I'll see you next time.